Thank you so much for tuning in to yet another episode of The Real Israel Podcast with me, your host, Chaim Mailspin. Join us as we dive into Israel's past, present, and future as we explore the rich history, current events, and visionary perspectives shaping this dynamic region. Now, I know that it's hard to be divided. I heard very sad stories about weddings where they would go in Lebanon and light a fire and have the family there and the family members here. It's big families. Families in Israel, they can't meet them. And they can't meet them in Syria. And they would come as close as they can to the fence and wave and say, we're getting married. Yeah. My parents are there and my children are there. That's so sad.
This was long before WhatsApp and passports to Jordan and Turkey, but yes, it was the situation because after 1967, after the war, the border moved to the east, and people just didn't understand. They are locals. The locals are agriculture people. They are farmers. They are not very open to the outer world, and they don't have electricity, no connection, and they don't know anything else but what they have here. Yeah. So when the border moved, it split the families. They couldn't speak to their brothers and whoever went to work there, and it was a great. It was a sad era. I'm gonna do a timeline now for what happened to the Jewish people here in Milchemet Yom Kippur.
Day of Atonement War. Yeah, Yom Kippur War.
Yeah, Druze people in the villages here thought that Syria is gonna fight back for us and for them and take them back to Syria, but they had their first disappointment in the Syrian government. They understood that it's not gonna happen, and probably we're gonna stay here forever. And then you have the prospering of the Israeli life here. The education, you learn Hebrew, you go to work, and you get into education in the Israeli institutions. And afterwards, there was the Chok Ramat Golan in December of 1981, and it was the
that was when
giving the citizenship to all of the citizens in the Golan, and people then still didn't believe that Israel is going to keep us forever, and they feared that someday Israel is going to let us go, and it's going to be bad for us to say we are Israeli because we're going to face the Syrian government afterwards, after saying that. So we hear from Moshe Dayan that Din HaGolan Ki Din Sinai. What happened to Sinai is going to happen to the Golan probably in any peace agreement that's on the table. So people were very unsure about if they're going to stay in Israel forever or not. So they were very protective. They didn't take the citizenship. Not the minority took. My family took, but the majority didn't accept the citizenship. Later on, there was in the beginning of the 90s, you see a lot of the agriculture is prospering, the tourism. A lot of people come here to visit the Golan, and people here get education and get to know the Israeli people. And we see that people are more in the Israeli Druze of the Golan relationships. In 1992, there's a visit of Shimon Peres to these villages, and we hear him say, unfortunately, the Israeli people chose not to keep the Golan, not to keep the villages.
He said that.
And then the people they were not sure about what's going to happen. Maybe we did a great mistake of being Israeli, of taking education here or working with the Israeli people. But afterwards, we hear quick skip to 2011, the beginning of the civil war in Syria. It was the day that people here who went to get education in Damascus University and in the universities in Syria couldn't do it anymore. Or you can't also, how do you say?
To travel.
Yitu, no.
Yeah, to export.
Export your apples. You can't export it to Syria anymore. So people had to change their point of view and to find something else, to find another solution for what they have. And I think that was the major switch in the plot switch. And in 2019, we heard the declaration of Donald Trump of the Golan that it's going to be forever Israeli. It's an Israeli land. And then I think you see the first Israeli IDF soldiers from the Druze villages in the Golan. Because we have soldiers in the Galilee and the Carmel.
Right.
But in the Golan, it was only after the declaration of Trump.
They're just like a people that are held in the balance of
they
political
don't know what's
decisions.
Gonna happen.
I mean, but then on the Israeli side, they feel like, well, are they loyal more to Syria? Are they loyal more to Lebanon? Or are they loyal to us? It's like, I see from your perspective, you say the Israelis and the internationals are making these decisions which make them be not sure about their loyalties.
Why? Because
like
we hear a lot of people who were in contact with their brothers here were kidnapped.
Yeah.
We don't know anything about them anymore. Even after the fall of Assad regime, they are still missing. They probably had their,
tortured.
Tortured. So sorry to say that, but they are still missing till now. So that's what people faced, and that is the major reason why they didn't have the courage to do the change. But for your question, are they loyal to Israel? Are they loyal to Syria? Druze in Israel are loyal to Israel. Druze in Lebanon are loyal to Lebanon. Druze in Syria are loyal to Syria.
Right.
And what they see now is a betrayer from their own mother. That's what they feel.
Yeah, that's what I'm agreeing is I think that the circumstances they're seeing, they're loyal to Syria, but they shouldn't be. They're loyal to Lebanon, and their Hezbollah is getting very strong. They shouldn't be. And those that are loyal to Israel, they should be.
They're not loyal to Hezbollah. They're loyal to the Lebanese people.
My dream is that all Druze would be friends with, have a pact with Israel.
Well, religiously we do have. So in the real life, fortunately, we have borders that are separating us. What I wanted to say is. Where were they?
Oh, about the loyal and they betrayed.
They betrayed. There's one video that really shocked me. There was a video that one of the terrorists took of a person. They asked him, "Are you Druze?" He said, "I'm Syrian." He said, "Are you Druze?" He said, "I'm Syrian, my brother." And then they shot him in the head. So that's what they faced, and that is why they have changed, and they don't feel Syrian anymore. They are betrayed by their own people.
Right. That's horrible. I know from Israel's side when 1,100, I don't know, Druze from Israel, Israeli, essentially, Druze went to help, to fight, to protect their brothers in Sweden. So some of the Israelis said, well, wait a minute. They want Israel to help. Israel must help. America must help. When, to call on Israel for help because we're Israelis. But then when they want to change their mind, they'll say, well, no, we're really just Syrians.
Yeah, let's put it in another... I know it's very bad to compare tragedies, but if we had the chance to save Jews in the Holocaust, we would definitely do it. If we had the chance to save them, we would definitely do it. If we had the chance to help people, not only Druze, everyone who is going through a massacre, we would do it because we have morals. We're Israeli. We protect people. We defend humanity. And people around the world don't understand that.
Yeah.
And I know that the Israeli people are frustrated because we have a lot of fightings going on in all of the the
fronts.
But if there was no Sweden to hold the fightings, it was probably gonna get here to. It was surely gonna get here to the border with Israel.
I know in Israel we feel like, hey, we're punished if we help in Sweden. They say, why Israel? You want to go just bomb in the palace of Al-Shara, of Jolani. You want to bomb because you're crazy. You just want to bomb everyone. Someone says this in America. They said this. No, and then if we don't help them, you were massacred. You would want people to help you, and you don't help them. They are being massacred. You don't help. So if we don't help, we are bad. If we do help, we are bad.
If a cow dies in Hawaii because of the heat, they're gonna blame Israel.
Israel's to blame.
They're gonna blame Israel for everything. The situation is like that. We see a lot of activists that are against Israel, LGBT, coming to save Gazan citizens. And guys, I just need to say this to the world: you are not accepted there.
Right.
If they get to Gaza, they're going to be slaughtered to death. Right. If they are different from any of these jihadis, they are not accepted. if they are Christians, if they are Jews. We don't see Jewish people in all of Syria now. Why? Because they don't accept anything different.
Yeah.
All the Christians are in their own churches. Who are in the Christian people in Sweden. I talk to them all the time. I have my contacts there. They open their churches as the first aid clinics to help the Druze people and all of the people who were injured. So
Horrible.
this is the fact.
I look at the videos and I can't look at them. It's so horrible that I start crying.
And
I'm not someone who cries all the time, but I start crying looking at this. So I want to ask you, what can be done so this won't happen again? They're still there. Now he's getting more and more strength. Maybe it doesn't happen today. Maybe now he wants to look good. But maybe it'll happen later. How do we make sure, without annexing, taking over all of Sweden as part of Israel? How do we protect it? And then have army there. I will have to go there.
We don't have that. We don't have that aim. We don't want to conquer to get Sweden to be Israeli.
Okay.
But if we can help them with the humanitarian aid to get the help from the Druze to the Druze throughout this region, and protection as well, taking out all of the war. How do you call them? Weapons.
All the weapons of the enemy.
All the weapons in the area, and stop the threat only because they are different. We just need to take that out. We are in 2025. This is not the time of the conquering of Muhammad. It's a different era.
They think that they're back in this time.
Unfortunately, and that's...
Now, just about you and your social activism.
Yeah.
How do you build bridges? What do you do to to better this world? You're here in a very free country, Israel.
Yeah.
They don't have those freedoms. How are you using your position? You're a woman as well, non-religious.
I'm not religious.
Not religious. No. How are you? Does that mean you're not allowed to go to to study the?
I studied till I was 15.
Oh, okay. Oh, good.
Yeah.
So how do you use your position to help the Druze, to help Israel?
I think one of the things that helped me is knowing the languages, because if you speak the languages, you can understand the culture as well. And I hosted a lot of people, also from out of Israel, from the States, from France. China, we went through a lot of also occasions in the embassy of China and the European Union. I spoke before the European Union, not ambassadors, like how do you call them?
Delegations that go out and you represent the Druze in other countries.
Actually, I don't go out. They come to us.
They come to you.
They come to us, and we just show the truth as it is. I don't need to show. I also talk about Chok HaLeom, about the Druze not being the Jewish people not being fair with the Druze people, and the government not supporting the Druze people the way they are supposed to.
Right.
But also, I speak in the name of Israel in the Arab world. And I talk about the facts. I don't need to say anything that is not happening.
Right.
I need to show them how I live here in Israel. I talk to you very clearly, very open about my religion, about my people, about disagreeing and agreeing about things. And that is how people should live. And the Arab world doesn't know that.
They don't know what freedom is.
They don't have freedom of speech, the freedom of thinking.
Yeah.
They should fit the label or get...
I know for Americans, often they'll think, well, if we take out the bad guy, whatever, the Ayatollah, Khamenei in Iran, then suddenly everyone will say, now, come and we're going to teach you how to vote in a democracy. This is the legislative branch, this is the executive branch, this is the judicial branch. Here's a voting machine that's trusted. And that doesn't happen like that.
No, because you have in the mentality a small ISIS person waiting for you to go out, to give them the reason
you're under a dictatorship.
To be radical. And that is, unfortunately, I'm saying that, it sounds racist maybe, but I really want the people to be educated about what they have in the outer world, not only in the Islam, not only in the jihad. And I think that is the only way to protect this world. Because if you keep promising people, if they keep promising them of the good life after death, what's the point? What's the point? We are living now. We need to live in dignity, in harmony together, because there is place honestly, there's place for everyone to live in this world.
And I want to just tell you, I'm sorry, as a soldier, as well, And as I run a charity too, but I'm sorry that the missile defense didn't work better. Even just now we had a missile in Eilat, and there's missiles, and it doesn't always stop them. But now we have the Iron Beam. I'm hoping we can cover the whole of Israel with lasers. So every inch will be covered with because it's cheaper to use lasers than it is to use the Iron Dome or the Iron, the Arrow 3.
Yeah, you see, we Israeli know how to fix problems. We have great minds, and it's like the same invention we had when we throw a hot balloon from a plane. So the missile could bomb in that long time ago.
Heat seeker missile will go at that.
So we did that, and now we have the Iron Dome, and we are keeping the progress. But I really hope. I know it's not so real, my hope, but I really hope that someday we're gonna use this technology in building a better place for everyone, and like introducing life and showing life to all of the world, and show what great technology we have here, and so they can learn, or maybe
Well, people like you are influencers, and the more you speak out, and I think of Druze mostly as kind of more quiet and not really sharing, but you're speaking out, you're brave, and I'm so glad you're doing this. And other cool people like our friend Mansour. Mansour, your coffee's ready. Mansour Ashkar, come drink your coffee. He's my friend. And he's Druze. Yeah. And so it's amazing that people like you guys are standing up. Would you say that you're also even helping women to be... are women like oppressed in Druze?
In Druze
community, like they feel.
There is I don't know if you call it equality, but the Druze women have a great place in the family. Okay. It's almost the same. It's the same thing, not almost the same.
Like with Israel, Druze.
The Druze women and the Druze man are on the same level. Like the Druze woman gets to divorce, gets to get married. And she decides whether she wants to get married, whether she wants to become religious or not, and that differs Druze women from Arab women in general. In the Middle East. A lot of people misunderstand the differences, but it's this way. For example, in Judaism, you need to ask for a get to divorce a man. So in Druze, no. You don't have that.
Gotcha.
We don't have polygamy. We have she has the right to study. I studied in university.
Right. Oh, good.
Yeah. So it's different.
Amazing. People don't know. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
But that's really cool that we're able to see this peace in the Middle East. Now, there's a prophecy in the Bible, which I love, which talks about Isaiah chapter 19, a prophet Isaiah. And he said there's going to be a time where God's going to say, Egypt, my people, Assyria, my work of my hands, Israel, my inheritance, Yerushati. Yeah. And they three will be in peace, it says. It says the guy from Assyria will come through to Egypt, and the Egyptian will go through to Syria. Through Israel, they three will be in peace, worshiping the God of Israel. So I say, that's amazing.
That fits very good with the Druze belief.
So maybe they are the ones that are going to help this to happen, because they are in Syria. They are the catalysts for this prophecy, maybe.
The Druze all over the world are great ambassadors of bridge building between nations, and also peace seekers. Peace seekers, they fight only if you threat them. If they have a threat that's going to take their dignity or their land, they're going to fight back. But if not, they are great peace seekers, and they know how to communicate between, connect between people all over the world. I think they have this aim, they have this target of getting to this peace. A lot of my friends in Sweden are now saying that hopefully one day you will get to cross the border, and I'm going to take you on a tour to show you the heritage, and to show you also the how do you say atikot?
The antiquities, the ruins and the ancient graves of the patriarchs and.
Yeah, but they have a lot of
archaeology.
Jewish archaeology.
Yeah.
And he said, because I host here, I host in the Golan. He said probably we can do some tours that include also the visiting of the Jewish and the Christian shrines in Sweden and the area.
That's
so
amazing.
That's what they see.
Yeah.
You can see like the mentality of a Druze person. He is talking now about tourism after everything calms down, after we open the border, after we communicate with each other, opening this space for work. Also, if you open it like as a free of VAT, free of tax area, we can all be part of this prospering to the area, and also open it as a tourism
well, that is such a beautiful vision of prosperity.
That's what they see. That's what
even Trump has this truth and prosperity plan to really bring prosperity to this whole region through Syria. I believe it's going to happen. I believe
it's going to happen as well.
Billions and trillions of dollars will come through this area. Yeah. But it's cool that we have to go back even before the money to say, wait a minute, what do we believe? I believe this is God's land. The whole Golan Heights is God's promised land. It says where the tribes lived, and therefore we can't give it away. This is my position. I know politics could change, and people say, let's do this, let's do that. For me, no. I say this is where we must plant trees, build the factories, build the life, have the children, and raise them.
Get people work so they can so they can produce, not in their dreams as they were living in the Syrian past and now.
Yeah, and everyone watching looks at Trump Heights, at this place he established there, as a sign that yes, he's aligning with God's will for the promised land. And when Ariel Sharon gave away much, the Sinai and these things, and when he says no, for peace I will give this away, then God almost judged him in many ways, because he was in this coma and then died. And so people feel that there's a mystery of the land, and you are stewarding this land right here.
Yes, I want to say also one more thing, because like sometimes we don't understand what the leaders are doing, and we disagree with them, and then afterwards we understand that they probably did this for the best. And for what's going to happen now, I'm not a good politician. I'm good with people, but I really hope that what they're deciding now, what's going to happen now, goes for the best for the people and for everyone to live in harmony and in peace, and they have to prosper and to keep their children in a safe place, and to be in harmony with us as well, with the neighbors. I hope it goes to this place.
Yes. Well, thank you for your time, and I really hope and pray that there's this peace, this highway of peace is going to happen right through your house. You're going to have so many people coming here to learn and to connect with you and to bless you, and really that you'll be safe, and everybody will be safe from these missiles and from this jihadism, and the world won't believe the lies that they're pushing.
The propaganda
and you hear it in Arabic, and you can speak this truth and say, listen what they're saying, and so may God bless you, and thank you for the hospitality, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you for being here. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for watching this episode. If this episode touched you, your voice matters. There's hostages, there's tunnels, there's frontline voices that the media just won't bring to you. We are in the 8th front of this war. 7 fronts is Iran and its proxies. This is the 8th front, the media, the disinformation. Your gift, your donation helps us share the truth. Please donate on the link below.